Hello and welcome to the Day Day Dudes. I'm Izzy. Welcome back.
And I am not he who remains.
Put more into focus.
I am Raka, and we are going to recap Loki, the end of the first season, which, by the way, rumor has it there's a second season picked up. Hopefully, that is the case. Loki has now wrapped up, and there's a lot to talk about. Hit us off.
A lot to talk about. Obviously, he who remains. We in our last review when we reviewed the first four episodes, we mentioned on our thoughts on who it could be really behind TVA, and not to toot my own horn, we were correct that it was Kang, the Conqueror. Or Kang. Let's get that first straight. There are many different versions.
Well, different versions, but in a Marvel-esque way, I don't know why they do this. They never literally told you. He evaded, which the actor who played him, I thought did a phenomenal job. He was all over the place. He was kind of like a master thespian. He was comedic. He was daring. He was challenging. He was kind of a master manipulator playing like puppets, throwing a lot of vagueness out there. And when he finally smoke settles, he offered what I thought was from left field. Either you kill me because I'm dead, old, and bored, and you take over. I'm sorry, or either you let me live and you take over, or you kill me and unleash the Legion of Variants, who is me, to disrupt the entire timeline. Now, with that said,
I'm the good guy, but my boys or me from different timelines will not be so, likable.
Is he the good guy, or is he the least evil of the group of people? Because he, like Loki, like Sylvie, nobody's absolved from being a killer, murderer, plunderer, a set fire, ravage the world, whatever. So he manipulated billions of life forms, plucked billions of people from their lives, killed people left and right, just so it can keep the quote unquote integrity of the timeline together and keep the other layered universes of the multiverse. Again, a lot of things happening in this episode.
Not of things.
Keep them from having the multiverse war and disrupting everything. Because apparently the other variants of himself are not so nice.
He mentioned several times that they're worse than him. And yeah, they want to conquer, they want to destroy, they want to take over. And I found interesting the point within the episode that he knows everything is going on up to that point. Then they hit
the threshold.
The threshold. He no longer knows what's going to happen next.
Well, here's the thing. For everything that he's mentioned in his introduction from the very onset of the last episode, do you believe him?
Believe him that he knows what he's talking about, that everything he said is true, or believe him that...
Believe him anything that came out of his mouth?
Yes, because I know I have limited knowledge of Kang from the comics, so yes.
So he who remains, okay, correct me if I'm wrong, from Marvel comic book canon, exists towards the end of the existence of the universe.
Hold on, he who remains in the comics is a different character. He's not Kang.
Not him.
No, so what right. They kind of combine two characters, and kind of this version of Kang that we see in the show is actually more like Immortus, which is the final, I guess, boss level version of Kang. That he's at the end, he knows everything, he's super powerful, and to the level of Thanos. Now, Kang,
Actually, word is stronger than Thanos,
well,
minus the Infinity Gauntlet.
there is a storyline, which you guys can look it up, where for a brief moment in time, Kang has taken over, and the Avengers themselves recruit Thanos as a member of the Avengers to defeat Kang.
Are we going to see that?
I don't think so. I don't think it's going to go to that level. But in which Thanos says, we finally agree on something, and he joins them. When they actually start to fight, Thanos says, I want to rip your head off and have your skull, like, basically, as a mantelpiece. Kang wrecks Thanos and kills him and uses and gets Thanos' head as a skull. Now,
Now that would be pretty cool.
now that's just one storyline that obviously, in the comics, that's not going to probably happen.
So is it possible we're going to see that? Is it possible we're going to see the Avengers and the extended Avenger family, whatever that would mean, Fantastic Four, X-Men, whatever, Eternals, everybody get together against, I wouldn't say one Kang, the total Kangs, the Kangs together, the family Kang, whatever it is, even revive the Thanos, so they can stop he who controls the timeline.
I think this is the introduction to the next big bad of the MCU for now. I think eventually it's gonna be Galactus, but for now it's gonna be Kang. Kang,
which was
already was mentioned as the bad guy in Ant-Man 3, Quantum Phobia, whatever.
yes.
Now, because technically they've never seen. You look at the cast, it says He Who Remains. It doesn't even say Kang. We all know it's Kang. It's a version of Kang, but the Kang that we know that we saw at the end when you saw the end credit sequence when Loki was
the statue.
The statue, that is more of the Kang that we all know and hate from the comics. That he's standing like this, and that's like with the that necklace type armor type thing. You guys can look up, and he looks similar. So yeah, this was expected, but kind of out of left field. How every show has set up a portion or a piece of the upcoming phase of the MCU, and this kind of upped the ante. Just made it,
Well, there lies the question with the Eternals, because everybody and their mother was swearing it's going to be Galactus introduced, and now we already had Thanos, now we have Kang, we're going to have Galactus. This is the big bad brotherhood. I mean, there's but a few left. They're like all the marbles on the table into one massive phase 4 domination, estimated to be the next 5 years.
Yeah, look, I compare in a way to how they had Ultron, albeit the movie wasn't a great one. How Ultron was a big bad at the moment, but not the big bad. I'm thinking maybe it's like that.
And then some rumors are floating out there that Ultron's going to come back into the badder version of himself as well. Remember, he doomed humanity to not in existence because we all suck.
It stands for. Well, check this out. Now, this is from the comics. When Kang, or He Who Remains in the show, explain how he came to be from the 31st century and the scientist and that. In the comics, that is Nathaniel Richards, who is a direct descendant of Reed Richards.
Yes.
Who becomes Mortis and whatever, and now
which was him.
Do that in the MCU and connect it directly to the Fantastic Four. We know it's coming, or are they going to keep it separate? We all know they announced we have the Fantastic Four. It's coming out in 2 years approximately. We have not yet seen the cast, even though rumors are it's going to be Krasinski and Emily Blunt. And but we don't know that.
And you can't have this whole timeline war without Doctor Strange.
Well, of course. And then we have the big bad of Doctor Strange. Who's the big bad that Wanda's looking for? Is it Mephisto? Is it going to be someone else?
Well, here's the other question. It's like, okay, there's approximately 5 to 10 Marvel movies and series coming up. Is it all going to be just Kang as the protagonist? Or like, there's going to be little ones here and there. I get it, but the common denominator they're going to have against it is building up to another Endgame.
I mean, with the fact that the Doctor Strange movie, I think it's called the Multiverse of Madness or something having to do with the multiverse,
which will have the multiple Spider-Man.
Yes, and you have the multiple Spider-Man coming out this year in the supposed final trilogy of Spider-Man as we know him now. But you don't have Kang officially being introduced as Kang up until Ant-Man 3, which is at least, 4 movies away?
Yes, which is what I'm saying. So you got Ant-Man, you got Doctor Strange, you got Spider-Man, you get Loki himself because Loki's not dead.
And you also have freaking the Eternals, which should have been out already. So all of this that's going on now, we should have already seen the Eternals. Heck, we should have already seen Shang-Chi by now.
And sidebar, Easter egg was dropped when Sylvie or somebody or one of the other Lokis told Loki that he escaped Thanos by projecting an image of himself that was so real. So I suspect Loki in our present timeline from Endgame and Infinity War, he lived. I don't think he died.
This is Raka is by himself on an island on this one right here.
I don't think he died. I think he was able to.
Opinions of Dead Air Dudes Inc. and its subsidiaries. This is Raka by himself.
This is a different Loki. I think he found a way to project and survive. And he manifested himself as an inanimate object somewhere on that wreckage.
I don't know.
They put it in there. They put it in there for a reason.
They could do that, but I mean, if you do that, then you undermine everything that this Loki has done this whole season, and possibly next season.
But you don't know. You don't know if. And that's the other one, Guardians of the Galaxy 3. How is this going to tie in there? And I don't know if Loki's going to find a way to manifest himself to Thor in the future, that maybe he's still alive or he saves him some way in the shadows, whatever. Because this is a different Loki. He's got redemption. He actually is a good guy now.
Yes.
Sylvie, I can't say he's a bad person. Sylvie just let her destiny run through, her revenge, which I'm sorry to overshadow the whole episode when I even talk about Sylvie. Great character, great development, nice, different side of a Loki. But she stayed true, and I give the writers credit. She stayed true to her mission design.
She completed her mission up until the end, even after the fact when she killed He Who Remains. I'm gonna say that as his name to confuse everyone. As to not confuse everyone. When she killed He Who Remains, she even was like, damn, they did the right thing. But she still did it. She sent Loki back.
She questioned it, but she didn't regret it.
No, she did not.
And it was interesting to see. It was hilarious to see the Lokis fight each other. That.
Well, yeah,
that was also true.
And we neglect to mention the previous episode, which was awesome as well, with the star of the series, arguably Alligator Loki, and classic Loki, which we saw, who was the one who projected the image, the realistic image onto Thanos. He survived. He had I guess Kid Loki. We had the other Loki, and Loki's abound. Loki's everywhere.
They had a million Lokis. Are you kidding me? They opened the hatch and there's a million Lokis there. The Loki War.
That was pretty awesome, and you had that Aphonis, whatever the cloud.
The one that devours all the souls at the junkyard at the end of the universe. You know, there's so many things out there. There's so many episodes. There's so many things to draw from comic book canon. Supposedly, the Grandmaster can be involved. There's a whole war with them. There's a lot of at the end of time. There's a lot of other confrontations with other big time bosses.
Of course,
There's a lot of plays with time.
People don't understand. Opening up the door to Fantastic Four, you've opened up the door to the cosmic universe as you have the Silver Surfer, you have Annihilus, you have
Doctor Doom,
you have obviously Kang, which, mind you, was an original Avengers villain, not Fantastic Four, but, Galactus, the Heralds of Galactus, Mole Man. We can go on and on and on and on and on. The Super Scroll, and the Kree. And
the Kree Skull War, She-Hulk, which is coming out too. I mean, yes, Marvel has blown the doors out. They were waiting for this. Now, of course, COVID screwed everything on the planet up. We would have been way in advance into where we're going. It's amazing they still kept the excitement, I believe, to this point. And let's not forget, all this was initiated by the first domino after Endgame, WandaVision.
Yeah.
And where now is she, who is on a Phoenix level power source in the cosmic universe? She could come and save everybody. She could put everybody down. And again, I mean, we're actually running out of different. We're counting. There's too many. There's countless amounts of ways they go here, because the Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel has another branch that's untold where it's going to go and who's going to be part of that and who's going to come out of that.
Oh yeah, Guardians 3. We were talking about you have Warlock, Adam Warlock showing up, and that
Adam Warlock,
a whole other.
Well, so that's the Eternals, and not just the Eternals. From the Eternals, where do the Celestials, which is, you're talking about powers none of us can really comprehend at this point. Makes Thanos look like a flea.
Beyonder.
The Beyonder. He who he who is above all, or the basically the Tribune, and then the equivalent. The equivalent to one above all, the equivalent to the God, the God of the universe, the creator. And for all those that know or don't know, just to say for completeness sake, somebody like Galactus was the last survivor of the last universe, and apparently was the only survivor, and the only way for Galactus to maintain into this, through the new Big Bang in this universe, is to devour planets and suns and stars and black holes and cosmic energy. His power is infinite, except he can exhaust his power, and he needs to just continually eat. But and Dormammu is still in suspension somewhere.
Which leads to Mephisto. Mephisto, once you bring in Mephisto, which is the manifestation of the Marvel universe, devil essentially, or a demon with depends how you look at it, or a demon within hell, which there's an unlimited number of demons within the Marvel universe that you can choose from. Talk about Limbo and
Well, just to prod the cow a little bit more, did Hela really die?
I think so, because that was essentially Ragnarok, where Surtur was supposed to destroy Asgard, and it happened.
Because she's another one accounted for, that if there's some little bit of Asgard remaining, and she could draw power from it, and let's say she defeated it but nearly died, I'm just speculating, she's got some power in her. I mean, she took Milnor and just crumbled it like it was a 10-day-old crumb cake.
Now, obviously, we've gone off the deep end. We've went on a massive tangent
I think we covered everybody. Let's go to the Joker, the Suicide Squad next. Let's just meld everybody together.
basically the episode was pretty good. And those who think that it wasn't good, too talky, because I have coworkers and friends who have mentioned to me that it was too talky. Truth be told, they're not big comic book fans. They are MCU fans, but they're trying to learn. And you need to rewatch the episode again and take into consideration what some of the things that we've said on who Kang or Mortis or He Who Remains is, and look at the big picture behind what's about to transpire. When you talk about multiverses, and we haven't even mentioned it, but now I'm going to mention it now. Multiverses, that means different multiverses, which goes to a theory that I heard online and I completely agree with, that in WandaVision, Quicksilver, that Pietro version, which was actor or another guy who lived there, which was the X-Men version, that version of Quicksilver really exists. And
In another multiverse.
this is the way how Marvel, Disney, is going to introduce the X-Men and the Fantastic Four, particularly the X-Men we care about right now, to the Marvel Universe proper.
If they are able, on a grand scale, like in Endgame, to throw in X-Men, Eternals, New Avengers, Old Avengers, Kang, Galactus, Thanos, Guardians of the Galaxy, you name it. I mean, it's going to make orgasmic level explosions.
Yeah. And for all you guys and gals who thought it was over with Thanos, no. Strap yourselves in. It's just beginning. This is just beginning. And the thing is,
you said strap.
It could be good, it could be bad. Training was off, ladies and gentlemen. The training was off.
Oh, we're on a bullet train now.
Get with it and just enjoy the ride, because there's not going to be much explanation from here on out.
I'm geeked up, baby. I'm geeked up. Bring it on, because now you took this stack of comic books and now you opened up the whole store.
I mean, obviously, all right, we're going to give a quick review. We know
we could do the quick review. Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, it really was the opening door. Everything was set up, stuff. Everything was like signs going down the road. This was, you've now turned the knob, you open the door.
Exactly. Watch it if you haven't seen it. I mean, obviously, we spoiled a lot of it, but it still should be watched. It still deserves to be watched, even with all the information that we gave. I mean, watch it again. Heck, I might watch it again to watch it to get squeeze even more juice out of the fruit.
Easter eggs abound, I tell you. Might have to do an episode on just Easter eggs.
And stay tuned. We're going to do an episode on Kang / Immortus / He Who Remains, and give all that information out there for you guys, gals, to really understand what's about to happen. And that's pretty much it.
All right, guys, for Comic Book Central, all things Marvel, DC, Image, and whatnot. Also, the independent world out there, which we are part of as well. Thanks for liking, subscribing, listening to our podcast, watching our YouTube videos. Keep doing it. It's awesome. We are growing every day. It's only from people like you. Thank you again. Thank you, France, Germany, Mexico, Mexico City, the West Coast,
South and North.
everybody out there. And we'll touch base again. Remember to save the whales and be diligent.
Stay tuned. We will be on the road. We will be visiting several Comic-Cons real soon.
Oh, that's right.
Terrificon.
So, Better Dudes travels to Terrificon in Mohegan Sun at the end of this month. We will broadcast live. We'll have a condensed show. We will interview as many people as we can up there, hand out some good merch, network talk, and bring to you what's happening as, cross your fingers, the world opens up again.
Exactly. So, I'm Izzy.
I am he who does not remain. Rock on.
All right, take care, guys.